Do you have a bad habit that is holding you back from being the best version of yourself? If so, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to expand and to walk into that new version of yourself that no longer is tied to that bad habit. I'm not going to call out any specific bad habits because actually one person's bad habit could be a step up for another person. But let's just say I have ended so many bad habits in my life, and it's something I continue to work on. And it is part of what I work on with my clients, because if we can stop these habits that are holding us back, we can truly grow into the best version of ourselves, and it's freedom. Because these habits have a hold on us. They are taking our power. So to release ourselves from these bad habits are taking our power back. Maybe you feel like you know what to do, but you just are stuck. And this is going to help you. This video is going to help you. Let me tell you one thing first. It is not about willpower. It is just about what you are used to. It is just who you are right now. It is not necessarily who you are meant to be. It is kind of like taking the old way home from work. You don't have to think about it. You just drive and you get home and you know where you are. But if you go a new way, you do have to put a little bit of thought into it. So I'm going to walk you through those steps and help make changing out of a bad habit a lot easier. And understand that habits are also partly about keeping us safe. Your brain wants to protect us. It wants to protect you. So if you've done something over and over again, it feels familiar, almost like a close friend. And so sometimes giving those bad habits up is not necessarily about any type of addiction or anything like that. It's just what you are familiar with. To break the cycle, you have to disrupt the pattern, and not when you're already in it. So for example, if your bad habit is snacking after dinner, you don't necessarily want to try to break that after dinner. You want to have a plan ahead of time. So here's how I do it, and here's how I help my clients do it. You have to prepare. Now, for example, you want to make the new habit enjoyable, or at least somewhat as enjoyable as the old one. So it's almost like walking up a ladder. You don't want to say, okay, I want to stop snacking at night, so I'm going to jump into working out instead. Those two things are not correlated. You have to think of something pleasurable for your brain. So to stop something like that, you could possibly go do something like online shopping, or have a healthier snack. If you're used to snacking with candy, snack with berries, and make it easy. Don't make it a lot of work for yourself. So when you are preparing for the new habit, you don't want your brain to have to think too much. You want it to be very easy. Another thing you want to do is change your environment. So if something triggers your bad habit, you want to make sure you can change that. So for example, if you get stressed when your house is messy and it causes you to maybe pour yourself a glass of wine, that you're looking to stop doing that after dinner, then you want to try to clean your house before you start dinner, or clean as you go. It sounds very simple, but honestly, these are the things that help change your brain and create new thought patterns. Another thing you want to do is shift your identity, because your pattern is not who you are. Your bad habit is not who you are. It's just what you're used to. So a lot of times what I like to ask myself is, would the version of me who I want to be doing this? For example, I used to lay in bed and scroll social media for like an hour on the weekends. And while that was very enjoyable, it was not who the person I wanted to be, what they would be doing. So when I would ask myself that question, it would really help me get out of that bad habit. If you are a person of faith or a believer, seeking solace in your creator is a really great way to get support when you are walking out of a bad habit, but also the people around you should support you. So if you are trying to not eat ice cream at night, you want to make sure that your partner is not bringing home ice cream. These are really simple things, but they will help you break the cycle of your bad habit. Falling back into your bad habit is totally to be expected when you first try to get out of it. It's not something that most people can do overnight. This is something that I have seen with my clients again and again. It takes some time for their brain to get used to not doing this bad habit. For example, if somebody is used to eating a certain type of food, they are not going to be able overnight to just eliminate that food. It takes some time. Sometimes it might take a week. Sometimes it might take 2 weeks. So normalize the fact that you probably will slip up and fall back into your old patterns. No one builds perfect habits overnight. And what I've learned is that people, they change in layers, not leaps. So if you catch yourself falling back into an old pattern, pause and ask yourself, what am I needing right now? What am I trying to soothe or solve? Oftentimes when we're feeling stressed or we're feeling triggered, that is when we fall back into our bad habit. And so being aware of what you actually need and being able to fill that need with something healthier is going to be the key to getting out of your bad habit. You don't need to overhaul your entire life right away. You just need to create friction around your old habit so it doesn't feel like you anymore, and create more ease around the new one so that starts to feel like the obvious next move. So if you've been really falling, been hard on yourself for falling back on bad habits, I hope that this gives you some perspective to know that nobody changes their bad habits overnight. When you build your habits around who you are becoming instead of who you have been, that is when the shift comes. And if you have several bad habits that you want to kick, just start with one and get into the routine of what it feels like to let go of a bad habit. Because once you have done it, doing the next one gets so much easier. I used to be the queen of bad habits, and I have eliminated almost every single one, but I still sometimes fall back into that brain pattern of who I used to be and have to snap myself out of it. But understand that if you want support with this, it's something that I have helped my clients with. It's part of my program. And the fact that I have gone through it myself makes me unique to be able to walk you through that. I have never been a perfect person. In fact, I used to wake up in the morning and drink a huge fountain soda. I can't believe that was me, but that was what I did every single day. And now I am just the healthiest version of myself at 50. So to be able to change these bad habits is going to be the key to creating longevity and health in your life long term. If you want help with this, I've got resources that can walk you through it, and we can hop on a free call and talk about what you are challenged with. Check the description below, and if you have a question, please put it in the comments. Tell me what you're struggling with and tell me what the biggest challenge is.